For nearly 2 decades, Nepal's political system operated like a revolving door. The country cycled through 14 different governments in just 18 years, creating a culture of deep-rooted patronage where power was traded among a small circle of elites. This lack of stable oversight eventually crippled the economy. Corruption reached a scale that triggered international intervention, landing Nepal on the Financial Action Task Force Grey List for failing to regulate money laundering. The system reached a breaking point in September 2025. Thousands of Gen Z protesters flooded the streets, eventually breaching the Singha Dorbar, the administrative heart of the government, and setting fire to the buildings that represented their exasperation. As the establishment failed to govern, its youth responded by burning down the physical and institutional symbols of that failure. Stepping into this vacuum was Balendra Balen Shah. At 35, he was a structural engineer, a rapper, and the independent former mayor of Kathmandu, an outsider with no ties to the old parties. In the 2026 general election, he secured a landslide victory. The mandate was massive, effectively dismantling the traditional establishment's control over the legislature. Winning the election turned out to be the simple part. The real challenge for the new administration was figuring out how to dismantle a corrupt state, when that corruption had become the government's actual foundation. Shah immediately weaponized his mandate to target the old guard. Within his first week as prime minister, authorities arrested major figures, including former leader K.P. Sharma Oli. By reopening massive money laundering cases against multiple former prime ministers, the administration signaled a hard break from the era of political leniency. This diagram maps the economic strategy. Severing these high-level corruption nodes satisfies the specific technical requirements for exiting the FATF Grey List. To survive economically, Nepal must restore credibility with foreign investors by demonstrating a strict new rule of law. This push for political accountability serves as the primary mechanism for the country's economic survival. With the top guard removed, the administration moved to the bureaucracy, launching an aggressive 10-day, 100-task plan. This chart illustrates the administrative pruning. The government began slicing through blurted bureaucratic layers and stripping away VIP privileges. A major part involves depoliticizing public administration and education, which previously functioned as patronage networks, rewarding loyalists with jobs and influence. By aggressively cutting this bloat, Shah is destroying the actual currency of the old political economy, bureaucratic favors. In the wake of the revolution, Gen Z has not remained a passive voter bloc. They have emerged as an aggressive, real-time watchdog for the very administration they empowered. That tension surfaced when journalist Rasheen Pararal was arrested after harshly criticizing Prime Minister Shah on a YouTube channel. The youth movement immediately mobilized against the administration. The same generation that crowned Shah turned on him over free speech concerns, forcing a confrontation over the limits of executive power. Shah's administration yielded to the democratic pressure, releasing the journalist after just 4 days in custody. The system's creator was instantly stress-tested by the same democratic forces that empowered him. Nepal is currently navigating a rare transition, a state successfully implementing structural reforms under a popular, assertive executive. But that executive power has limits. Shah's authority is constantly monitored by the public and cannot expand without triggering an immediate backlash. This is the birth of a fiercely engaged populace. They have transitioned from the apathy of the past to a culture of constant political participation. Nepal's stabilization relies on this ongoing tension, a radical reformer held to rigorous standards by a generation that refuses to look away.